El Salvador and Honduras may be known for their beautiful beaches and stunning landscapes, but it's also home to one of the world's most feared organized crime groups, the MS-13 or Mara Salvatrucha. It's a violent gang known for its extreme brutality and machete murders that has now spread to 46 states and has become one of the world's most feared organized crime groups. Who were these deadly groups of friends? What could have been their drive? This is the tale of Los Diablos de España, or the Devils of Spain, the MS-13. It all began in the barrios of Los Angeles during the 1980s, from a tiny street gang into an international threat. A horrible civil war was ravaging El Salvador, and many of its inhabitants fled the bloodshed. It was in LA that El Salvador immigrants met other immigrants from Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. Soon they formed Mara Salvatrucha. Mara is slang for gang, Salva stands for El Salvador, and Trucha means street gang. However, the MS-13 was never a peaceful community of Hispanic immigrants watching each other's backs. They soon got a reputation for extreme violence and machete murders. Killing people and moving on, as grave as it may sound, is one thing, but the MS-13 just doesn't like shooting people because it's too quick. Talk about a lot of theatrics for killing. The gang is more brutal than the Mexican, Colombian, or Italian mafias, something incomprehensible. Poor, vulnerable teens from backgrounds of petty crime and narcotics addiction were the popular recruits. To join the gang, you're required to be jumped in, which means you must undergo a vicious 13-second beating. Then, you have to carry out a crime, usually a murder for the gang. It's heartbreaking to think that many teens end up in places like MS-13 instead of getting the help and support they need to overcome their tough childhood. Sadly, it's very hard for MS-13 members to quit. They're branded for life with huge tattoos on their body, sticking out like a sore thumb, making it easy to be identified and killed if they ever flee. As MS-13 expanded, it reached its home countries of El Salvador and Honduras. The gang members are either brought to the Central Criminal Courts for San Salvador, where they go to jail, or they're brought here dead. After the El Salvador Civil War ended, another war started between the MS-13 and the 18th Street Gang. It was so violent that virtually no difference was felt from the Civil War. One of the deadliest hitmen was Ernesto Miranda, also known as Smokey. Smokey started out as a soldier in the bloody Civil War. Then he fled to Los Angeles, where he found himself in the middle of street gang wars. He rallied fellow El Salvador immigrants and founded the MS-13. Smokey was one of the people who raised the MS-13 gang to international threat status, from drug trafficking to prostitution, weapons dealing, and murder. This got the FBI's attention, and in 2004, he was deported to El Salvador. Initially, it seemed like a clean slate for Smokey. He began studying law and started a family with a young daughter living under his roof. Smokey even became preoccupied with keeping vulnerable teens out of the MS-13's hands. At age 38, Smokey was brutally killed simply because he turned down an invitation to a fellow MS-13 member's prison release party. A senseless death explained only by the brutality he'd once imbued his sicarios with, or maybe that he smelt something was off. Many men have been carrying the names of mafias and cartels, dominating the world of crime. What you're going to listen to completely contradicts this statement. Lenny Escobar, known as La Diablita, was one of the deadliest hit women of MS-13. Yes, you heard that right, hit woman. She was only a teenager when she started working for the MS-13 in Long Island. She was also the girlfriend of an MS-13 soldier, so she wanted to prove herself and do the initiation, which involved murdering someone for the gang. Lenny lured 5 boys to a park where several MS-13 members ambushed them. Lenny and a few others attacked the boys with machetes, and only one of the 5 survived. He recalls a blood-chilling night under a full moon, running for his life chased by gangsters shouting, "Hack him!" Lenny was eventually arrested and charged with murder conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, and more. The MS-13 is a gang that started in Los Angeles and spread to many states, becoming one of the largest and most violent criminal organizations in the United States, shaking civil systems and laying waste to people who crossed them. In 2017, 5 boys, drunk, posted themselves making gang signs on social media. They weren't part of any gang, but to the MS-13, this was a sign of rival gang members. They associated the color of their bandanas with the 18th Street Gang, blue bandana. Without a second thought, the MS-13 members confronted a group of friends who were just hanging out, asking them what gang they belonged to. The situation quickly escalated, and before they knew it, the friends were being attacked by the MS-13 members. Out of pure instincts, one of the friends, who had taken a self-defense class, managed to disarm one of the MS-13 members and used their own weapon against them. The other friends quickly followed suit, and they were able to fend off the attackers and escape with their lives. Ultimately, addressing the problem of gangs like MS-13 requires a comprehensive and collaborative effort from all stakeholders, including law enforcement, government officials, community organizations, and individuals. What do you think of these mercenaries? Do you think national security can pin down these devils? Let us know your opinions in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and hit subscribe for more crime content.